In this video, I'm going to show you how to go from a startup idea into a real app and launch it without writing a single line of code. So what am I building? Well, I work for a startup ideas newsletter, and every day we send out a great startup idea as well as some other details about the startup world as a whole. So in our next edition, we're going to be sending out an idea called Ping Me. We've noticed that sometimes you just want to talk to a real person about a problem you have, not a therapist, not a paid coach, just someone who's been through something similar. So I want to build an app which allows users post requests, like looking to talk to someone who left a corporate job to start a business. That request will appear on a public page, and other users, called helpers, can browse and accept those requests, and then a video call gets organized. Before I build anything, I always start by designing the basic user interface. You can use pen and paper, Figma, or in my case, I like to use Excalidraw because it's fast and simple. Doing this is really important because it helps you understand exactly what you want your app to look like, and we can later use it to make sure the AI knows exactly what we want. So let's start by just creating a little square or rectangle which represents the view that the users will have. I then can imagine I want some text at the top which kind of explains the core purpose of the app. So this is generally called the hero of the landing page. So I'm just going to type request to connect, and I kind of want this text to be quite large, maybe even extra large. And then I want a little bit small, like subtext below, which could be smaller, which just says get responses from people who can help. And maybe this is better as medium, it just appears below. So this kind of explains what the app is at its core. And then we want a button for users to get started. So we can just have a button here, and inside it just says submit to connect or submit to contact. We can change up the language slightly. So this just allows the user to submit a bounty to try connect. So below the submit to contact button, we maybe want to have some, active requests. So that just appears here. And then I can imagine that there's some big cards which are very easy for users to press, which just have, some text that explains what the request is. So right now I'm just going to do a placeholder with just the word request. So I'm just going to copy this whole thing and then paste it multiple times. We can just have 3 that go across. So I can kind of imagine this is what the home page looks like. So now we need to design the other pages. So if the user presses the submit to contact button, we want to have a whole fresh page where the users fill out the information that they need to. So I can imagine that we'd have some relatively big text here saying, post a request to contact. So I'm just going to make this size large and just have it in the top left corner. And then we want to have a basic form for the users to fill out. The first thing we'd want to fill out is, the user's name, because we obviously would need to know the name for the system to work. And then we'd want to have a little box below where the user can actually fill out this information. So I'm just going to copy this whole thing and then paste it multiple times, and then we can change the word name for the other stuff. So we have the name, then we'll want to get the user's email, and we want to get the user's person to contact, and then we probably want a reason, just so when the person is reading this they have some clarity about what they actually want to talk about. It would also be useful to have a rough time or date which gets filled out here. So I can imagine that the user presses submit to contact, and then they can easily fill out this form and send it. So the last button we need is just a send button. So I'm going to make this nice and big and just fill caps send. So the last thing we need is that when the user has the active requests, if they press on a specific request, they can get more details that the user filled out here and then accept it. So I can just draw another square, just going to zoom out slightly. And then in the top left corner, similar to up here, we just have some text explaining what this page is for. So let's just imagine this is called request 36. And then, we could get displayed the user's name, and we can just say George for this. And then person to contact. So we could change the language here. It's like looking for, it could be something like, a person living in Berlin. And the reason could just be, I am moving to Berlin and hoping to hear from a local about the best places to rent an apartment with dogs. So we have this information here. Just going to move this up, and then we'd want to have some sort of button for a user to accept. So we can just keep it nice and simple and just have the words accept here. And if they accept, they can discuss about this issue. And I think this would be a really useful app. So now we've designed this, you can go ahead and take a screenshot and save this and pass it to our AI coder. So now we have everything designed. It's time to turn this into a real app. There's a ton of different AI coding platforms you can use, like Bolt or Replit. But in this video, I'm going to try Lovable. So we just want to attach the screenshots of our design. So I'm just going to take another screenshot here and then drag it into the Lovable message box. And we want to try explain what our program is. So in this case, it's an app which easily allows users connect with someone with expertise in something they want to learn more about. There should be 3 main pages. The landing page, which explains the app and shows active requests to contact someone. There should be a page where people can make an initial request to contact someone. Each request should have a dedicated page where you can see more details about the request and accept it if you have the expertise. I'm now just going to give some details on the design itself. I'm just going to say, please have a modern UI design, make the app fully functional with a database, etc. And then I'm just going to go ahead and press the send button. So as you can see, Lovable has designed the front end UI of this app. We can press in and see the details, and then we can say that we can help or we can contact directly. So, we can see the app and it looks like it works, but there isn't actually a database in the back end. But to make the app actually store data and actually connect real people, we need to connect to Supabase. And that can be done in Lovable by just pressing the little green button in the top right and then press Connect Supabase. So as you can see, Supabase is a complete platform for building apps with user authentication, data storage, and other backend capabilities. So we can go ahead and connect it to our project by just pressing Connect Supabase once again right here. There'll be a little pop-up for us to sign in. So I'm just going to continue with GitHub, but you can feel free to just sign up for an email account here. So as you can see, I've signed into my GitHub account and I'm just going to press Authorize Supabase. So I'm happy enough for Lovable to have API access to all these things. So I'm just going to press Create Organization, and then I'm going to go ahead and press Create Organization. Now we've created the GitHub organization, we can just press Authorize Lovable, and then it's going to go ahead and connect the Lovable account to Supabase. So we're going to just go ahead and press Create Project, and as you can see, it has some default stuff like the region, and it's just set it to Ireland, which is great because that's where I live. And then just project name, I'm going to call this request to contact. And then the database password, you should just go ahead and press generate password to make sure you have a secure one. And I'm going to copy this, but I'm not going to show it in the video for obvious reasons. And then I'm going to press create new project. So now we've created the Supabase project, we can go back to Lovable and then just press connect. So as you can see, our app's now fully connected to Supabase, and we can go ahead and ask it to set up the features to make this app fully functional, and then just hit send. So it's came up with some SQL commands to create the database structure. So I'm going to go ahead and press apply changes. So as you can see, it's now designed the full app and all the features are now functional. So we can go ahead and test this out. But just before we do that, it does say that we need to disable the confirm email in the Supabase auth settings. So to do this, you just want to go to Supabase, and then when you head to the authentication and then the sign in / providers, we just want to go down to the email section, and then we just want to disable the confirm email. So now we've done that, we can go ahead and press sign in and then sign up for an account. So I'm just going to type in my name and then put in my email, which is george@gethalfbaked.com. And I highly recommend you guys checking out the Half Baked newsletter, which will give you loads of startup ideas that you can program. And it sends them out every single day and really keeps you in the right mindset for building tech startups. So we can go ahead and enter a password. So I'm just going to type one here and then press create an account. So now the account's created, we can go ahead and sign in. So I'm just going to sign in with the account I just created. So as you can see, we can go ahead and try submit a request. So just tell us what you're looking for. My name's George, I have the email, and then the person that I want to contact. So this time I'm just going to say, person living in Dublin, and just for the time and date I'm going to say any time suits me. And then for the reason, I'm just going to say I am about to start studying in Dublin and I want recommendations for how to make new friends in the city. So then I can go ahead and just submit the request. So as you can see, I've gotten an error here, so I'm just going to go ahead and type this into Lovable and then ask it to try help fixing. So I'm just going to say, while submitting a new request, I got an error saying new row violates row level security policy for table request. I'm just going to also say, please fix any remaining build errors. So as you can see, it's fixed the issue. So I'm then going to go ahead and press submit request again. So as you can see, the request has been successfully submitted, and I can see the active request. So I can just go ahead and click here, and then if I can help, I can just go ahead and press I can help. And then since I was the one that created the request, I will be notified about it. So of course you can keep going ahead and giving more messages to try and make the app exactly what you need it to be. But I'm quite happy with this, so I'm going to go ahead and press the publish button. So as you can see, we have one Supabase warning. So I'm just going to go ahead and check it, and it's that the leak password protection is disabled. So basically this just checks if compromised passwords have been compromised on other sites, but I feel like for this basic MVP, this isn't 100% necessary. And we can go ahead and add a custom domain if we like, but for the scope of this video, I don't think it's necessary. and we can just go ahead and press publish. So as you can see, the site's now live, and it's quite incredible that you can do it so quick with only just a few prompts to Lovable. So if you guys want some ideas that you can program using these new great AI tools, I highly recommend subscribing to our newsletter, Half Baked, and I'll have a link for them in the top line of the description. As you can see, they send out great startup ideas, trends that you guys can take advantage of, tips which will help you 10x your workflow, and then stories of successful startups and lessons you can learn from them. Anyways, I hope this video was useful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.